Hello everyone, Sire here. I've decided that since I'm on vacation that I would not be able to create the videos that I had wanted to do where I would showcase one and then at the end show all the different cards that I made with each individual um, package. So I decided to release just one card today, and that would be the card from kit number one. I've taken the three little embellishments that I have on the screen right now, and I'm going to try to create a simple card using this. Now to save time, I did speed this video up 4 times, so I will speak really fast so that we don't waste too much time. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one of these wooden embellishments and I'm going to sprinkle some white embossing powder and then some gold glitter powder on top of that. Um, I will say right now I'm not a huge fan of the gold glitter style embossing. It just doesn't seem to melt that well. And it flakes everywhere, even when I feel like the embossing's done. Um, I also realized that I was mixing the whites and the golds, and you'll see me playing around there trying to not mix. So my gold did get a little bit of the white embossing powder in it. Not too much, not a big deal, but I did try to figure out how I can do this without making a mess. What you're not seeing is I am heat embossing this off screen just to save some time. So the bell one is already done. And the idea is I want a little hint of white, so I'm just sparsely sprinkling it on top. And then I'm going to dip the rest of it in gold. And I actually do this twice, which I also have to let you know, because it's glitter embossing, it did leave a little glitter on my distressed embossing ink. So just keep that in mind. So there I am going for the second time on the angel, dip it in the glitter, and then I'm going to go off screen and heat emboss both the tree and the angel again to create this unique, well, I don't know if it's unique, but I like it. It's just this different look to it than just being one color. So just let me clean up this area, and once again, I'm not sure if I'm off camera a lot. I need to start organizing myself better, maybe mark off my desk so that the card is always on screen. But here we go in a little bit slower motion, just showing you what they're looking like. So it's just a little bit of white, and then the rest of it is dipped in gold. I like it. It's unique for me. So now I'm going to cut out a frame that uses a little dotted instead of a stitch. I did get this from Amazon. It wasn't what I wanted, but it works. It's just I was hoping for a stitch. So the Merry Christmas paper and the other colors that I'm using is from package number one. I actually absolutely love these color combinations, the blue, the cream, and the red. It's one of my favorite ones in November 2019's card kit. And now I'm just going to create my card base. It will be a side folding card, A2 size, so that's 4¼ or I guess, sorry, I'm doing a tough fold. It's 5½ by 4¼ and I'm just moving around trying to see which paper that I like the best, and I'm positioning the embellishments to see what I like. I did remove most of the moving around. I do tend to take a lot of time moving around, so I kind of removed a lot of that because, as you can see, it's just back and forth until my eye catches something. Now I'm trying a different piece of paper. This is the one that I actually end up using. I just felt it wasn't as busy as the stripes, and that just seemed to catch my eye a little bit more. This this gold foil paper is from Michaels. It's the Recollection paper. It is available all year round. So I've just cut that I don't have the dimensions on hand with me. Like I said, everything is at home. Um, but if you are interested, let me know and I will measure it and let you know. Um, just using some foam tape just to prop up this frame, just to give it a little more dimension off of the Merry Christmas. You will still see the gold foil on the outside, and but you won't see the line between um, the Merry Christmas red paper and the gold foil. So this will kind of hide that seal, which is what I am trying to go for. I don't know which foam tape this is. It was unmarked and it was just part of my collection that I had received. Um, any foam tape will work. It doesn't matter. So now I'm just going to cut that piece of paper. It looks like it is going to be, my guess, 4 by 5 1/4. I think that's what that background piece is. So using my art glitter glue, I am just gluing everything onto the card base. You will notice that I made one mistake. Not yet, but when I decide to add these embellishments, I decided I didn't want them just floating there, so I want to add some string. But because I already put my foam down, I was unable to actually lift it off the paper. This foam is unforgiving. So you'll see what I do. This is what I do to try to get things to work. This is just some thread that I had on stock. I do felting sometimes, and I decided that this matched the creamy type of texture and the wood color, so it worked pretty well. I was just lucky that I happened to have this particular color on hand. And as you'll see, here we go. I'm going to try lifting up this foam, and you'll see that off camera I will do it, and I just can't get it off without ripping anything. So what I do is I take a pick and I start just pushing it underneath, just forcing it under. The problem is I didn't get my wooden elements aligned the way I wanted them because I was doing this forceful pushing. So I start with the scissors. I totally forgot about that. So there we go, there's the pick. So this is actually my Cricut pick, and I'm trying to stuff it under there, and it does stick. Thankfully it didn't scratch anything. I was very careful not to use the tip to push, but actually the whole pick, and that it did not scrape or damage the paper. But I was able to just push it underneath that foam tape and then snip away any extra that I was not able to get in. Like I said, the only problem with this is that now my embellishments were being pushed up. I wanted the Merry Christmas to be shown underneath or above the angel, but because I was pushing it, it did pull. It was harder to align. But in the end, I am very happy with it. I have no complaints. It was a mistake. It was an afterthought. I should say not a mistake. It was an afterthought, and it just worked out. So here we go. So this is the thread. It is number 3782. You can get this at Michael's or any craft store that has thread like this. Showing you a second time. So that is the card that I created for you today. I decided that I would not glue them on. I kind of liked it when it jingled back and forth like that, but you definitely can glue them down to make them so that they don't move. Well, that's it for me for today. I will say that I absolutely love the first kit so far. I love the papers, the embellishments. This is definitely a fun one to work with. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and have a wonderful day. Thank you.